And we're back. Today we got a Henry Pro guide, some tips and tricks for you to better his gameplay, and overall just guide for you to win more battles with him and Zooba. Make sure to like and to subscribe, and as always, cue the intro. Alright, number one, let's start off with the items. The first and important item you should always use on Henry is jungle shoes, because mainly it gives him a speed boost, especially when you're playing around the bushes, which is Henry's strongest point around in this game. Other items include vampire teeth, adrenaline shot, wake up coffee, a very great item to use on him, especially when you're playing solos, sandals, even toolkit, and if you got the special items, you can throw on the goggles, binoculars, band-aids, muscles, turbo rockets, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, now let's talk about the skill points. For the spear with Henry, I put all my points into range, cooldown reduction, then the rest I put into velocity. For the shotgun, I did the same. I put all my points into range, cooldown reduction, and then the rest I put into velocity. For the bow, however, I put all my points into velocity, range, and then the rest into cooldown reduction. For those that didn't know, having velocity maxed out, shoot better projectiles with rapid fire bows. And so yeah, that's the simple loadout for Henry. Now on to the matchups. Alright, you already know per usual how it goes with the matchups. I'll be giving the 3 characters I believe that Henry has advantage over, and then the 3 characters that he have disadvantage to. Starting with the ones with advantages, the 3 characters I believe that Henry have advantages over are Louis, Wanda, and Tony. Louis is because his speed is very slow, and also the rats provide a lot of healing options for Henry if he just don't land on Louis. The reason Tony is up here because again he's fairly slow as well, and he's a big old tank that's able to give Henry a bunch of HP, and also Henry could take a lot of the hits Tony deals because Tony does a lot of damage. And Wanda mainly because she got a lot of HP that he could continue just to heal off her, and mainly because she can't really do much damage to him, he able to survive her attacks as well. And so the 3 characters I believe Henry got strong battles against because of ability to able to kill off them and also deal massive damage to them without having much of them trying to resist the wave with them because he got the speed to catch them. The 3 characters I believe Henry struggle against all have similarities. There are Betsy, Shelly, and Ravi. And 9 times out of 10, if you got the Primal Instinct, you see these characters, it's very hard to beat them because of the fact they have the reflecting attacks, and because Henry attacks all the projectiles, when you attack them players and they use that ability the right way, it could really be hard for him to win or get on top of them, or even just deal damage to him. A lot of times just deal damage to himself going against these characters. And so yeah, these are the 3 characters, Betsy, Shelly, Ravi, all mainly because of the same reason, the shields, is why Henry, I should say, struggling against these characters. So yeah, make sure you pay attention and just be aware when you're going against these characters, because you are at a big disadvantage, especially if they have the Primal Instinct. Alright, let's get them tips and tricks going. Alright, the first tip I like to call is boo. And so pretty much just what it means. And so playing around the bushes, especially the forest area on the central zoo map, is Henry's domain, man. This area right here you see on the screen is where Henry owns most players at. Not only can you catch players off guard and they're not be able to recognize your location, but you can also see players even when you come into these bushes, and you can also sneak them too. And so playing around this area on the board, or even just bushes in general, hiding and just waiting around, or just wait till someone enter your domain, and you can just sneak them and just keep yourself unhidden and unspotted by moving around, maneuvering yourself around the bush. And so yeah, this is a tip that I do a lot when I play with Henry. I like to surprise attack people because he is a bat, and so he kind of is scary around in these bushes. So make sure that you play around these bushes and use them to your advantage. Don't ever go through a whole battle without Henry at least surprising someone with a sneak attack. The second tip is actually one of my videos with the tips and tricks. We all kind of know it. For those that don't know it, well, you about to learn today. The ability to heal with Henry unlimitedly, and so it can happen with characters, barrels, or even barricades. And so all you just have to do is use your weapon. You gotta make sure you hit the target the barrel, barricade, or player, and then immediately when you hit the target, you gotta at the same simultaneously hit your flight ability. And so easy to do. You just gotta hit your flight ability while you're throwing a projectile, and then once you hit the projectile or the player, barricade, or barrel, you will heal it glitches and use your primal instinct. So you gotta have the primal instinct to do this trick, but it is very good in battles when you're trying to get your life back, or if you're just by yourself and you're low and you could just heal like that. And so yep, just a small little tip right there. Another tip with Henry is never fly directly at a player. You always want to throw curves or left and right, some angles when you're attacking a player, especially when you're around the savannah or bushes areas trying to chase a player down. Never want to go straight directly at a player because it makes you predictable, allow a player to hit you and get damage off you, and also keeps you from not being able to gain up on them. And so just doing a little minor swift switches left and right while still keeping a straight angle at your target, at your enemy, allows an enemy to have a debuff on their accuracy, allows them to sometimes not know what you're trying to do, because most players like to wait to after Henry flight to be aggressive, and so they don't know if you're trying to run or if you're trying to chase them, and so it keeps them confused and allows you to be able to gain up on them. So yeah, don't never fly directly at them. Always throw in some twists and turns. There's a smaller tip. My fourth tip is the shotgun bow combination. For those that don't know, when you use a rapid fire bow or ultra rapid fire bow, it gives the character an animation lock which lock your other weapons from being used, and that eats up so much cooldown time and could be the potentially why you lose battles in games. And so what I like to do is use a shotgun and blend it with my bow, and especially with Henry, so it can have quicker impact damage, and also you'll be able to kill a player much quicker before they get a chance to recover. Also, it keeps you to have your cooldown to be already recharging, so you can be able to prepare for your own defense later on. And so yeah, just always use that shotgun first and then enter the bow right simultaneously right next to it. So yeah, just a smaller tip right there. Another tip, in which I call fadeaway, is very, very important. Y'all should take notes with this tip. When you're going against players, especially players that use pheromones or people like Jay, the aggressive characters that Henry really struggle against because he don't got that HP. I like to call it fadeaway because what it does is when y'all use a shotgun or a bow but moving away from a player, not directly at a player. So let the player run into my attacks is pretty much what it is essentially. And so I do this a lot, especially you'll see on my video if you watch one of my Henry videos, when I went against players that had the pheromone or even just super high level characters that are close range, like much better close range characters than Henry. I'll move backwards while throwing a bow or a shotgun so they could run into my attack, and also allows me to continue to be aggressive while also keeping the distance so I won't get none of their counter attacks. And so yeah, it's a very great move to use. Practice on doing that and you'll get way better, and you'll see how effective it is, especially with people that use pheromone, because if you're not doing it that way, most of the times playing with him, you're going to get hit by a pheromone because he's a close range character. And so this is a small tip right there to help you out with them pheromone users. Another smaller trick with Henry is that if you hit your barrel while going to your flying ability, you're able to fly around with a barrel. So sometimes that is good to use when you're trying to attack a player so you won't get that first initial hit. And also you could get a little sneaky bite in that sometimes. It happens sometimes. Just a smaller trick right there. And some extra tips and tricks about Henry. The best map is for him to play is the Zooba. Even though the Central Zoo has that big old bush forest area that allows him to do so many peekaboo snack attacks to people, Zooba is still the best map to use him on because of the fact you're able to go through so many bushes and get the speed boost and catch down players. Second tip is, like I talked about earlier, coffee. Using coffee or solos for Henry is so good, especially in the beginning of the game. He could take down players so quickly with the shotgun bow combination, and also be able to chase down players so much faster with the coffee on. Some extra tips as well: if you have on sandals with them, when you're flying around water areas with the sandals, you move much faster. Even if you're not walking on the water, flying around and still give you the speed boost too as well. And also just his best bet to play him on is solos. He's not much of a team character, and so play Henry around on solo maps and just improve, because at the end of the day, I could just only give out tips and tricks, but y'all gotta play the character and get better at playing them just in general, just have fun while you're doing this. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure to like and to subscribe. I'll have a clip at the end, and just y'all enjoy the rest of the day. I hope y'all have a great day, and make sure to like and to subscribe.
Hey you.
Yeah, yeah.
Subscribe. SUBSCRIB.